the training just right, and then it's going to ask us to check the score model and then the outputs. We're going to check that. So on the score model, we're going to check our outputs here. Notice it says score dataset, visualize. So on here, we can see that there are 60 rows. And we see that at the end, you should have price, score labels. I have no idea what score labels is. It might be the, it might have been the, what the model gave us. So we'll see here. Let's put the rest completed, select score model, outputs, and then the visualize. Scroll to the right and note the next to price column, which contains the true value of the label. So for this training data, for this validation data, I'm sorry, for the test data, for the 60 rows for the test data, the price column has the actual real price that came with the original data. But there's a new column called score labels, which contain the predicted value. So you can notice here, so the key here is that the score labels represents the predicted value, what the model predicted. So we can see that it looks close enough. Assuming in the next step, we're gonna actually evaluate and see how close it was to the actual value. So all we know is that we got the predictions. Now we're gonna see how good those predictions were. I'm gonna do to score evaluation. I'm gonna get the evaluate mode. I'm gonna put at the bottom. And it looks like that's it. We're gonna hit submit. I guess there are no settings to change here. Just drop it, and we're gonna use the defaults. So we're submitting the experiment now to run. Like before, this might take a while, so I'm gonna stop the streaming. Again, we're gonna just wait for the experiment to run. The new step is the evaluation. So it's gonna evaluate how good, based on some metrics, how good that prediction was from the previous step. Well, it looks like it's almost completed. In the meantime, we're gonna take a look at this. Once it's done, it's gonna give us the evaluation results, and there are a few metrics that it gives us. These are standard metrics. They are common and other frameworks, and they tell us how good the model is, and we pick a metric, or we look at different metrics depending on what we're trying to look for. The theory behind those metrics, they're best covered in a book about data science. They do explain here what those metrics are, but you definitely want to go deep. Just get a book on the theory behind it and on the theory behind those metrics, so you can understand why we're using those metrics, or which of the metrics we should use for what scenario. And at the bottom, they're telling us that we could just try different regression algorithms and compare the results. Let's see, finish. It's not done yet. And it still might take a while. So I'm gonna stop the streaming and continue when the experiment is done running.